Most people looking for a tactical setup usually end up buying 3 or 4 different accessories to get the job done. But this thing tries to cram everything into one heavy-duty package. When you first pick it up, you notice the weight immediately. At over 3 pounds, it is definitely not for someone trying to keep their rifle ultralight. It feels like a solid chunk of alloy steel, which is great for durability, but you are going to feel that extra heft after a long day in the field. The main draw here is the sheer amount of gear you get right out of the box. You have the 4-16x50 scope, a holographic reflex sight, and a green laser all mounted together. It is a bit of a Swiss Army knife approach to optics. The magnification range is pretty versatile, and the 50mm objective lens does a decent job of pulling in light, which helps when you are trying to pick out targets in less than perfect conditions. Now, the reticle is illuminated in both red and green with 5 brightness levels, which is handy, but honestly, the lower settings are where it actually shines. If you crank it up too high, it can get a little distracting. The reflex sight is a nice touch for those rapid-fire moments, and the tubeless design gives you a surprisingly wide field of view. It is definitely geared towards someone who wants to transition from long-range precision to close-range targets without swapping out gear. Mounting it is straightforward since it fits right onto standard 22mm rails, so you won't be fumbling with adapters or extra hardware. The windage and elevation turrets have that audible click you want, making adjustments feel precise enough for most casual shooting. That green laser is surprisingly bright, and it is rated for over 300 meters, which is more than enough for most practical applications. However, there is a bit of a trade-off with a setup like this. Because it is so feature-packed, it can feel a little cluttered on top of your rifle. If you are a minimalist, this might feel like overkill. Also, while the build quality is solid and it handles the elements well, you have to be prepared to spend some time getting everything zeroed in perfectly, since you are dealing with 3 different sighting systems. It is not exactly a plug-and-play experience, but once you have it dialed in, it is a pretty capable rig. If you are the type of person who likes having every tool available at your fingertips without buying separate mounts and sights, this is a solid contender. It is not perfect, and the weight is something you really have to consider, but for the price, it covers a lot of ground. It is a bold, all-in-one solution that definitely gets the job done if you are willing to put in the work to set it up right.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.